Tired of the lies and everything, of the what they said I did. I know for a fact it wasn't true. I didn't headlock her. I didn't beat her with the door. I only try to diffuse the situation. They keep deflecting away from that. And what I did what they saying I did made it sound harsh, and I didn't do that. So we need justice. We need justice to be served too, the truth. And they keep
A lot of information came out in court today. Witnesses saying what they saw, but you were there. What's your reaction to what you heard came out in court today?
When I heard it, I'm just looking. You know, it was unbelievable, but I was there. And I know for a fact none of that happened, how they just explained it. But my truth will get out here, and I hope everybody understand. That's really it. I can't even say too much right now. You know, because it's just going to feel like I'm going against them, they going against me, we just going back and forth. But the truth is going to come out.
Welcome to Crime Scene Chronicles, where we just don't follow the crime. We explore the mind behind it. Subscribe and stay with us, because some truths are hidden deeper than you think.
For months, the tragic case of Romeca Meeks Blackman has gripped the nation. Every courtroom hearing, every legal filing, and every new piece of evidence has left the public asking the same question: will justice finally be served? But just when many believed they understood where this case was heading, an unexpected courtroom development changed everything. A shocking statement from Holly Johnson's defense attorney has reignited public interest and fueled intense speculation about another name that has followed this case from the very beginning: Carlos. Could the investigation be expanding? Could prosecutors be looking at new evidence? Or is this simply another legal strategy designed to create reasonable doubt? Those are the questions everyone is asking after Holly's lawyer reportedly made comments that immediately spread across social media and true crime communities. Within hours, people began debating whether Carlos could face legal trouble of his own. Some believed the attorney had revealed information that could change the direction of the case, while others argued that defense lawyers often raise alternative theories as part of their strategy, and that such statements should not be treated as proof. As the online debate intensified, Romeca's family remained focused on what mattered most. For them, this has never been about internet rumors or viral headlines. It has always been about a beloved mother whose life was taken far too soon. Every new hearing forces them to relive the pain of that tragic morning, while continuing to hope the legal system will uncover the full truth. Now, with another unexpected courtroom twist making headlines, the public is once again searching for answers. Is there really new evidence? Does Holly's attorney know something investigators haven't revealed publicly? And could this latest development affect the direction of the case? In this documentary, we'll carefully separate courtroom facts from public speculation. We'll examine what was reportedly said, what it could mean under the law, and how this latest development may influence one of the most closely watched true crime cases in recent memory. Before we continue, let us know what country you're watching from in the comments below. We love seeing members of the Crime Scene Chronicles family joining us from all over the world. And if you enjoy respectful, in-depth true crime documentaries that focus on verified information and put the victims first, please like this video, subscribe to Crime Scene Chronicles, and turn on notifications so you never miss another investigation. Before anyone began asking whether Carlos could face legal trouble, there was Romeca Meeks Blackman, a devoted mother whose life was cut short in a tragedy that continues to leave her family searching for answers. On what should have been an ordinary morning, Romeca dropped her young son off at school, never knowing it would be the last time she would ever see him. Like any loving mother, she wanted nothing more than for her child to have a wonderful day. She had plans, dreams, and a future she was working toward. Within moments, everything changed. The shooting shocked the entire community. Police officers rushed to the scene. Emergency crews fought desperately to save her life, and investigators immediately began searching for the person responsible. As detectives collected surveillance footage, interviewed witnesses, and examined forensic evidence, they slowly began putting together the timeline that would lead to one of the most talked-about criminal investigations in recent years. As arrests were made and court hearings began, the public believed the investigation was finally moving toward justice. But every new hearing seemed to raise even more questions than answers. Then, another name kept appearing in conversations surrounding the case: Carlos. Although Carlos has not been charged in connection with Romeca's death, his name has continued to generate discussion online. Some social media users have speculated about his possible role, while others have urged people not to confuse internet theories with evidence presented in court. Now, after Holly's attorney reportedly made a surprising statement during the legal proceedings, those discussions have intensified once again. People are wondering whether investigators know more than they've publicly revealed, or whether this is simply another courtroom strategy designed to challenge the prosecution's case. One thing remains certain. Romeca's family is still waiting for justice.
At school.
We want justice.
And the courtroom, not social media, is where the truth will ultimately be determined. Before we continue, what country are you watching from? Let us know in the comments below. As another courtroom hearing got underway, many people expected routine legal arguments. Instead, the proceedings reportedly took an unexpected turn when Holly Johnson's defense attorney made statements that quickly spread across social media and true crime communities. Within hours, headlines began asking the same question: could the investigation be expanding? Some viewers immediately interpreted the attorney's comments as a sign that investigators were preparing to focus on Carlos. Others urged caution, pointing out that defense attorneys often present alternative theories or challenge the prosecution's narrative as part of their legal strategy. A lawyer's argument in court is not by itself proof that someone has committed a crime. Still, the comments were enough to reignite nationwide interest in the case. Across YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and other platforms, thousands of people debated what the attorney's remarks could mean. Some believed the case was about to take a dramatic turn, while others reminded everyone that only evidence presented in court, not online speculation, can determine the outcome of a criminal case. Meanwhile, prosecutors continued focusing on the evidence they have publicly said supports their case, while the defense continued challenging that evidence through the legal process. For Romeca Meeks Blackman's loved ones, however, none of the online debate changes what matters most. Their daughter, sister, and mother is gone. Every court hearing is another painful reminder of the devastating loss they continue to live with every single day. While the internet searches for shocking twists, Romeca's family continues searching for peace and justice. As this latest courtroom development unfolds, everyone is now waiting to see whether investigators, prosecutors, or the judge will address the questions raised during the hearing, or whether the comments will remain simply another part of the defense's legal strategy. As news of Holly Johnson's attorney's courtroom comments spread, one question quickly dominated every true crime discussion. Is Carlos actually headed to jail? It was the headline people couldn't stop clicking on. Across social media, thousands of viewers began sharing clips, creating reaction videos, and offering their own theories about what might happen next. Some were convinced the attorney had revealed a major secret, while others argued that the comments were simply part of an aggressive courtroom strategy. The truth is that courtroom arguments and criminal charges are not the same thing. Defense attorneys often present alternative explanations, challenge the prosecution's evidence, or suggest that investigators failed to fully examine other possibilities. Their role is to create reasonable doubt on behalf of their client, not to prove someone else's guilt. That distinction is extremely important. At the time of this documentary, any decision about whether additional charges will be filed rests entirely with prosecutors and investigators, not with comments made during a hearing. Meanwhile, detectives continue focusing on the evidence they believe is relevant to the case. Every witness statement, surveillance video, phone record, and forensic report remains part of the investigation as the legal process continues to unfold. For Romeca Meeks Blackman's family, however, the constant speculation has become another painful chapter in an already heartbreaking journey. They have watched countless headlines come and go, but none of them can bring Romeca back. Every new rumor creates another wave of public attention, yet the family's focus remains exactly where it has always been: finding justice for the woman they loved. As reporters gathered outside the courthouse after the hearing, everyone wanted the same answer. Would prosecutors respond to the defense's claims, or would the case continue exactly as planned? Only time and the courtroom can answer those questions. As the courtroom emptied and attorneys prepared for the next phase of the case, one thing became clear. The public wasn't satisfied with speculation anymore. People wanted evidence. Since the beginning of the investigation, prosecutors have maintained that their case is built on evidence gathered by detectives, including witness interviews, surveillance footage, forensic findings, and other investigative materials. The defense, on the other hand, has continued challenging the strength and interpretation of that evidence, arguing that important questions remain unanswered. That legal battle is exactly what the justice system is designed for. While social media often rushes to conclusions, the courtroom moves much more carefully. Every claim must be supported by evidence. Every witness can be questioned. Every piece of forensic information can be challenged before a judge or jury. Following Holly's attorney's latest remarks, many people began wondering whether prosecutors would introduce additional evidence during future hearings, or whether investigators had already revealed everything they intended to use. At this stage, those questions remain unanswered. What is certain is that the coming court proceedings will be closely watched by Romeca's family, the media, and thousands of people who have followed this case since the very beginning. For Romeca's loved ones, however, this isn't about dramatic courtroom moments. It's about accountability. It's about making sure a young mother's life is never forgotten. And it's about hoping that every legal decision is based on truth rather than public opinion. And if you appreciate respectful, fact-based true crime documentaries, please like this video, subscribe to Crime Scene Chronicles, and turn on notifications so you never miss another investigation. With another hearing behind them, the Romeca Meeks case entered a new phase, one filled with anticipation, unanswered questions, and growing public interest. Everyone seemed to be asking the same thing: what happens next? Following Holly Johnson's attorney's unexpected courtroom comments, reporters gathered outside the courthouse, hoping someone would provide clarity. Cameras followed attorneys as they walked to their vehicles. Microphones were held out, questions were shouted, but very few answers were given. Inside the courtroom, however, the legal battle was far from over. Prosecutors continued preparing the evidence they believe supports their case, while the defense remained focused on challenging that evidence and raising questions about the investigation. Every motion, every filing, and every hearing became another opportunity for both sides to strengthen their arguments before trial. Meanwhile, Carlos remained one of the most talked-about names on social media. Some people insisted the latest courtroom comments meant investigators were secretly building a case against him. Others urged caution, reminding everyone that rumors spread much faster than facts. As of now, the legal process, not internet speculation, will determine whether any additional action is taken. For Romeca Meeks Blackman's family, the online debates offered little comfort. Every day without Romeca is another painful reminder of the life they lost. Her son continues growing up without the mother who loved him so deeply, while family members continue attending court hearings in hopes of one day finding peace. As the next hearing approaches, many legal experts believe the most important moments in the case are still ahead. Witnesses may testify, additional evidence may be introduced, and the court will continue examining every detail before reaching its conclusions. One thing is certain: the search for justice is not over. As weeks turned into months, one reality became impossible to ignore. The Romeca Meeks case was never just about courtroom drama. It was about a family whose lives were changed forever. While headlines continued asking whether Carlos could face legal trouble and whether Holly Johnson's attorney had uncovered something significant, Romeca's loved ones remained focused on a much deeper issue: justice. Every court hearing represented another difficult day. They listened as attorneys argued over evidence, procedure, and legal strategy, knowing that every discussion centered around one of the most painful moments of their lives. Outside the courthouse, social media continued doing what it always does. New theories appeared every day. Videos claimed to have exclusive information. Comment sections filled with opinions, assumptions, and debates about what might happen next. But inside the courtroom, none of that mattered. Only evidence matters. Only sworn testimony matters. Only the facts presented before the court will determine the outcome of this case. As the legal proceedings continue, investigators remain committed to following the evidence wherever it leads. If additional information emerges, it will be examined through the legal process, not through internet speculation. For Romeca's family, their hope remains unchanged. They want accountability, they want answers, and above all, they want Romeca to be remembered not simply as another true crime victim, but as a loving mother whose life was taken far too soon. This case has captured national attention because it reminds us that behind every headline is a real family living through unimaginable grief. Behind every courtroom hearing, behind every legal motion, behind every headline and social media debate, was a real woman whose life was taken far too soon. Romeca Meeks Blackman wasn't just another name in a police report. She was a loving mother who woke up that morning with the same hopes as every other parent. She made sure her son was ready for school, dropped him off, and expected to see him again later that day. She never got that chance. Her son will grow up with memories that ended far too soon. Birthdays, graduations, holidays, and countless milestones will forever be marked by the absence of the woman who loved him unconditionally. That heartbreaking reality is something no courtroom decision can ever change. As this case continues through the justice system, there will likely be more hearings, more legal arguments, and perhaps even more unexpected developments. Whether it's new evidence, courtroom motions, or statements from attorneys, each update will bring renewed public attention. But through it all, we must never lose sight of why this case matters. Justice isn't about viral headlines. Justice isn't about internet rumors. Justice is about honoring the victim, supporting the family left behind, and allowing the legal system to carefully examine every piece of evidence before reaching its final decision. Romeca's family has shown incredible strength throughout this painful journey. While the world discusses theories and courtroom strategies, they continue carrying a loss that words can never fully describe. Their hope, like that of so many following this case, is that the truth will continue to emerge through the legal process. As we conclude today's investigation, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching with an open mind and a respectful heart. Before you leave, let us know what country you're watching from in the comments below. It's always amazing to see the Crime Scene Chronicles family joining us from all around the world. And if you appreciate respectful, well-researched true crime documentaries that put victims first and follow every major courtroom development, please like this video, subscribe to Crime Scene Chronicles, and turn on notifications so you never miss another investigation. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and remember that behind every true crime story is a family whose lives have been changed forever. Never forget Romeca Meeks Blackman, and never stop seeking the truth.